Hello, everyone. Welcome to the third copy chat sessions of my YouTube channel, Data Science with Sam. Today, I have a guest speaker from academics who is going to share her learning and the research journey in the area of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Welcome to the show, Polina Nemkova. Thank you for joining. So could you please introduce yourself to our viewers?
Definitely. Thank you for having me. So yeah, I'm Polina Nemkova, and I'm a second-year PhD student at the University of North Texas. My research area is AI and machine learning, and I can talk more about how to get into PhD degree in AI and also what you need to know about that before getting into this, and also can talk more about general field.
Thank you so much. And I'm pretty sure my viewers and aspiring students would like to get into the AI and machine learning field will definitely be benefited from this talk. So I'm going to get to the questionnaire section. So my first question to you that, I know you actually doing a research in Asia, artificial intelligence and machine learning, but if I want to take a step back, that can you tell me that what motivated you to choose a research career path related to this field of study?
Yeah, definitely. In fact, I don't have very straight paths, so I can share my perspective on that. So actually, my bachelor's degree is in economics and from different country, from Belarus. So after I moved to the US, I realized that I need to get my next level of education, graduate degree, and I was considering multiple fields. And I knew that I want to have something what will be very much appreciated in the future, something what excites me, and at the same time, something what can be applied in multiple areas. And I was researching different fields, and I realized that AI is just a perfect match for me because I already knew statistics before from my degree, and I realized that I can apply AI in all possible areas that interest me. I have multiple interests in different fields, and I realized that I can do projects in all of them. So I can make my own contribution pretty much everywhere because AI is so much applicable in all areas of life.
That's great to know. But just quick question, just piggyback on that. So before you get onto this PhD field, have you thought about that you need to learn some programming language? Because you already had the statistics background, right? So on top of that, did you kind of learn any new programming language before started applying for the PhD?
So I did know some programming language. I knew C++, and in my high school time, I learned Turbo Pascal, which is quite not very useful now, but you still know the general approach.
Exactly, the general programming logic would still be the
right.
same. Yeah.
Right, and then I also learned Python, as I said, C++. I did work in MATLAB and R, so it wasn't an issue for me. Then I also took a couple of classes before getting into the degree. And in addition to that, I took about a year before applying just to do research with professors. So what I did, I just reached out to a couple of professors in the TFW area where I live. Those professors that I was interested in their research. And actually I contacted maybe 50 of them, but maybe 10 replied and maybe 5 suggested me to work with them. And it was a fascinating year because I was able to discover so many things and understood that actually my programming skills is more than enough for the area that I'm interested in. And this is how I started my path towards my PhD degree.
That's a very fascinating story. That literally I'm going to tell my viewers, so it doesn't matter where you start, yes, as long as you actually have some programming knowledge background or, some sort of a statistics or mathematical skill set, yes, you can always get into this artificial intelligence or machine learning field and, try to pursue your career in data science area. So thanks, Polina, for sharing your experience and the journey you had so far. So that also brings me to the next question. So now you mentioned that you actually had a very fascinating journey. You started from economics background, and then slowly you grew your interest in the artificial intelligence field, and later on you decided to pursue your research career in this field. So as like for any like young aspirants like who actually wants to work in the AI and machine learning field, whether they want to be a machine learning engineer or a research scientist in AI area, so what kind of advice would you like to give them? You know, what kind of mindset they should have in order to pursue their career in this area?
Well, again, I can talk from the academia perspective, okay, because this is where I'm mostly in. So first of all, you should understand that academia is a very competitive field, because we are measured on, you know, whether we can discover something new or not. I believe in industry, you can, you know, apply something else, something what you already know again and again. While in academia, you cannot replicate something. I mean, it will not.
Yeah, it's
make
difficult
you
to have a tangible outcome, you know, right?
Exactly. Yes. So expectations are quite high. So you need to produce something new all the time. So that's first thing, just in general about academia, right? Second point, I would say that because AI is so new area and it's growing so fast, whatever was published or discovered a few years ago is already outdated. So main point here is to be constantly aware about what was just published, what are the news, which kind of development are coming up from labs, etc. Otherwise, you just will not be relevant. So maybe other field maybe not developing that fast, so it may be slightly easier to stay up to date. Here, you definitely need to be aware about everything what's happening to be relevant. What else? Overall, I think being in industry or being in academia, those are different mindsets. So for me, for example, although I switched the field, I knew for a long time that I will be in academia, whether in computer science like I'm right now, or economics, etc. I just knew that I prefer theory and discovery more than application of the same knowledge that I already knew before. So that was quite clear for me. And I believe that this is something what people who are aspiring to be in academia should be aware of. Another thing is that you have to spend a lot of time reading and being on your own with your laptop. Although, conferences looks great, you actually spend a lot of time on your own and, just thinking.
Skimming through like research papers and the old research work and other stuff.
Yeah. Although I kind of knew that before, it was something what I did not expect in advance, Probably also partially because I started my degree right when COVID-19 started. So it added to it. But I realized that in the future, in order to be successful, you have to read a lot, you have to think a lot, and it's mostly work by yourself.
Exactly. And going back to your question that how in the technology space there's been so much advancement made in the last few years. That's totally a correct statement, because I could relate to that, because last year I did some deep learning work related to COVID-19 detection from chest X images. And when I was actually writing the paper, I found out there's so many already work have been done within 6 months time frame. So I think there is a site called Connected Paper Journal, which actually has a kind of a tree nodes of each node actually represent a paper related to that particular research area. And when actually going through that site, I found there's so many research work have already been done on COVID-19 detection, whereas the pandemic started only a year back. So yeah, it's very fascinating to see how much advancement we're making in the AI and machine learning area. And I feel especially in the deep learning space, like a convolutional neural network, it's still evolving. I mean, we still don't know what's the exact benchmark of convolutional neural network. I think right now we are just doing more of a trial and error approach. So I feel unless until we break into that space, that how we can actually build the fundamental CNN, I think that research area will still be evolving in future. future. I mean, that's just an example, but then I just wanted to share my perspective on that. If you can add to that,
Yeah, I think you're definitely right with that. And honestly, this is something what fascinates me, right? Because you cannot even know how much more can be discovered in this area.
Exactly.
If we will just put this discovery, this time passed on the timeline, you can understand that this is just a super tiny part of,
the tip of the iceberg that we're dealing with at this point.
Development, exactly. Yeah. And this is what really makes me excited about this field. Mm-hmm.
So talking about your research, would you like to share some of your research work related stuff with my viewers, whichever you'll be comfortable to share with for now?
Yeah, definitely. Well, first of all, since I'm a second year PhD student, I'm still taking classes. So in addition to my research, I had to take a couple of classes, like core classes, and within those, but again, when you are in PhD program, your classes are slightly different. So you're not obliged to take them. So you're taking them out of your curiosity, and therefore you can develop a lot of projects during those classes. So, by the way, everybody is welcome to visit my GitHub. I usually upload my projects there, and I don't mind sharing them. So what I did, I tried to explore most of the areas of AI. So I did projects in NLP, in deep learning, just regular machine learning, etc. So, and applications also very different. So I really, if you are interested in that, I would recommend always to explore all the areas before committing to one. And overall, it's nice to have overview of different approach. Yeah, and I have a couple of research projects right now, but my main project that I'm working on as a PhD student is focused on brain reading, we call it. So basically, we have a big data set of EEG signal from the brain, and we are trying to predict the thoughts. So basically, we are doing classification and trying to understand what exactly the person is thinking right now. So originally it was aimed for the people who has a lockdown syndrome. So people who are actually can think, but their body is totally paralyzed, so they cannot express themselves. But of course, this technology can be applied in many other situations. So this is fascinating for me. First, we started by replicating something similar that was done by Stanford University. We found this papers from a couple of years ago. So we realized that we can try to replicate and then improve and build on this paper. So we are in touch with the professors from Stanford, and this is what we are working on. Oh, by the way, in addition to the people in academia, replication is an important thing. So if you publish something what cannot be really replicated, that's going to be an issue. And even
you have to build upon your research. That's how the open source community work.
Right. And you can report your results in a different way, right? We all know how to misuse statistics, right? So, and this is a different thing that, important topic in academia. Yeah, so this is my main project, and I also been working. I actually published in paper in time series analysis on the cryptocurrency prices. So I did use my economics degree a little bit for now, and I also see cryptocurrencies and decentralized finance as a big issue, and I'm also interested in that one. So that was my, I would say, side project, but I did publish paper in that.
I mean, I think your background in economics, that really helped, and that kind of obviously grows some interest to do some prediction work on cryptocurrency, since decentralization is also one of the biggest, I would say, a hot cake in current world, because it's all been into cryptocurrency, right? Trying to understand how this work and how the Bitcoin and all this blockchain system. That's very interesting. I will definitely take a look at your research paper on cryptocurrency, since I'm also from kind of a finance background. So I have also show some interest in this field, I'll definitely. And maybe there'll be a future collaboration we can expect in future, like in terms of deep learning, because I'm very much interested in building some of those collaboration or a project with academics people, because I have a lot of respect for academics people come up with in the space of deep learning and machine learning. And I think if that industry and academics could work together in some cases where we can actually benefit each other, like industry people could actually, I would say they can provide some of the expertise that maybe academics people could benefit from. And I feel like there'll be a future collaboration, more future collaboration between industry and academics people. So
Yeah.
I'll be happy to chat with you in future about that.
Yeah, I would love to learn more about this. In fact, last semester I started a startup club at our school, where actually what I saw is that there is not enough collaboration between CS department and business school, and I've seen this kind of discrepancy. And I thought, well, we are in one school, why don't we just talk, and do some meetings? So it would be, if you are interested in maybe, sharing your experience.
Take a look at your GitHub account, and for my viewers, and I will definitely share Polina's GitHub link in the video caption. So please take a look at it and contact her on LinkedIn if you're interested in her research work and if you want any future collaboration with her or her department and University of Texas. So now let's move to the next and the final question for today's coffee chat session. So now I understand that your work mainly related to neuroscience. I would say like you're trying to predict the brain signal based on the certain human behavior. So if you talk about that field, what do you envision from your research? And like, how do you think that the future of AI would evolve around the kind of research you're currently doing? Like, will you be able to break the barrier to understand maybe the human consciousness, or will be able to mimic we will be able to make the bot mimic and human consciousness or human behavior in future based on whatever you're currently working on for your actual research?
It's a good question. Well, I believe that building excellent model with this particular task can be very beneficial for many, many fields. So if you just think about medical field that I already mentioned, that's one, but you can also think about forensic field, for example, right? If you can understand what thoughts are going on in the brain, then you can use it on the witnesses or, on somebody who is convicted in or going under the trial. Besides that, you can, I think, apply it for many other fields like maybe psychiatry, right? But I will not go that far yet because, of course, this field is complicated for the reason that the brain is still not researched well, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we still don't know. I mean,
we're still trying to understand the primitive nature of human brain, right?
Right. And actually, in our research and in the Stanford paper, we're not exactly predicting the class of the object that the person may think about. So, of course, it's a step towards reading the mind, as grand as it can sound. But of course, it's a long way to get there.
Exactly.
But I believe that with deep learning, right, and with the AI, it's going to make it probably faster and more reasonable that it can happen in the future.
Yeah. I know, because on this similar space, I guess we have seen that how Neuralink is currently working on, just maybe predicting the human behavior or, trying to understand how the monkey's brain work. And I think recently they did some research to make a monkey just to like play a ping pong games in using the monkey's brain. So those kind of work have been fascinating. So there's so many things going on around the world, I guess, in terms of implementing artificial intelligence, machine learning in space of neuroscience. And I would be happy to follow you to see how much progress you make. in your work in the future. And I definitely feel like this the AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning has a lot of potential in future to maybe answer to some of the questions that we've been looking for a long time, at least in the science and scientific science area. But we will still not there yet. I mean, we're still kind of taking the baby steps in that field. So, I mean, good luck on your research, Paulina. And I would definitely say that that this kind of work you've been doing it will definitely have potential to become revolutionary in future. And I definitely think people, the scientists like you, if you can at least have the mindset to break the barrier, to bring some great work in the science world or the artificial intelligence world, that will help to kind of like alleviate the gap and also accelerate the progress of this field in future. So.
Definitely.
Yeah, so thanks for your time and thanks for sharing your journey so far and your research work. I'm pretty sure my viewers would get a lot of benefit from listening to this talk. There's plenty of information out there. So just one advice to my viewers is like, please, if you want to like pursue your career in the artificial intelligence and machine learning, especially in this research work, I mean, don't ever like bog down with like, what kind of I guess background you have. You can always make a fresh start anytime. I think that's what Paulina just suggested like a few minutes back, and she shared her experience and the learning journey, how she switched from industry to academics. I mean, I know it's been a tough, long road, but I guess we can all do that if we have that mindset.
Yeah, and also
to close this on there.
Right. Yeah, and I also wanted to say first, thank you for having me. And second thing is, if anybody is interested in getting in academia and you need an advice, please feel free to reach me. I have my website, nemkova.com. Please reach me. I would be happy to help because I had many people who helped me. And I believe that, the more people you help, the better we are all together.
We all grow together.
So, and it's important to understand that we all need help. And once you know better, and once you received advice from somebody, you can do things more efficiently. It's the same as academia. Getting into PhD school is a separate project, and you need to know the steps. So I would be happy to help, as I was helped by somebody else before.
That's great, and thanks for showing that interest. And we need more pooling people from academia. We'd be happy to extend their help to the aspiring students who wants to learn the artificial intelligence and machine learning, because we need more workforces. We are not there yet. We're still making baby steps there. So many things to learn. I've been continuously learning. I feel like I learned about data science and artificial intelligence every day, and I don't think so. This learning curve will ever end for the remaining part of my life. We will all learn more every day in life. So thanks for for your time, and thanks for joining my coffee chat session. I'm pretty sure this will open some pathway for like a future collaboration, or I'll be very interested to read your research paper in future, and maybe we'll have more discussion in future, specific to any coffee chat or specific to your future work. And good luck on your, primary research work on brain, neuroscience. So hopefully that will definitely take you to the next level, and hopefully that will help you to contribute something to the scientific community that will help, the whole society.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you for having me.
Polina. And that's all for now. Viewers, please wait for the next coffee chat session, which will feature another industry or expert from academia. So till then, goodbye.
Bye.